pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And with that, we will remain standing. We'll begin our procession.
We're done, aren't we?
Come on, let's get it.
Gracious God, you have showered us with boundless gifts. Let your Spirit rest upon us as we gather here this afternoon. May this community of faith and scholarship be a visible reminder of all that is possible in and through you. We ask your special blessings on the young men and women whom we have come to honor. Empower them to serve you with their wisdom, mercy, and courage. We ask this blessing in all things through you, the Almighty. Amen. You may be seated.
Board members who are scattered throughout the room with graduates and you sitting here with us, administrators, faculty and staff, parents, friends of the family, and the illustrious class of 2019. Goodness. I was a junior in college, and I was walking down the long hallway, and coming towards me, and I was with one of my friends, we're walking, here came two young ladies. One was drop dead gorgeous. And cool person that I was at that time anyway, I would look and I'd look away, and I'd look and look away, and I'd look again and look away. Until I got past that young lady, and then I turned to look one more time. And lo and behold, she turned at the same time. Oh my. A moment I will never forget, right? I asked that young lady for a date that night. Went for pizza. We dated for 3 years. We've been married for 43. I'm a blessed man. What an amazing moment that was for me. And that's my question today. I'm wondering, when you think about your life at this point, what would be the greatest moment so far in your life? And don't answer that out loud. But think about it. You know, what would you think at this stage would maybe be the greatest moment? And there are some great options here. And some you wouldn't even remember, like when you were born, obviously, a very cool moment. You know, drawing in that first breath of air and everything. Mom wasn't real happy at the moment, but hey, you know, things got better. Another one you don't remember would be when you took your first step. And you don't remember that. Mom and Dad, they called in the neighbors, they oohed and ahed, they took way too many pictures. You know, it's just one of those amazing things that happens. But there are moments that you remember that could be in your list of some of the most amazing things, amazing moments. When you first learned to read and realized that, whoa, I know that word, I can see that. When you got your first job, when you learned how to ride a bike, when you had your first date, when you had your first class with Mr. Ellenberger. I didn't say they're all good memories. I'm just saying these are moments that we remember. And then we won't talk about this in front of your parents, but your first kiss, which will happen in 5 or 10 years. I'm assuming, you know, kind of got to get down there with. This moment right now, this is an amazing moment. You've been working on this for 13 years to get to this moment. And here we are, June 1st, 2019, and you did it. Other moments will come, you know, meeting the love of your life, your first baby, the job you finally get to that you've been aiming at all this time, and you did it, and it's there. And that's what you're going to do in the day. These are amazing times. But I would like to suggest something a little bit different this moment, a moment that is really unlike any other in our life, a moment that is so full of opportunity, a moment unlike any memory from the past, and really unlike any moment in your future. Because I believe that the greatest moment in your life is this one, right now. Now. Right now. You've had great moments, and I don't doubt for a minute that any of you, you're going to have some amazing moments yet to come, and I know that. However, moments in your past are just history. You can't do anything with them. You remember them. Well, my wife says I do things with them. She says I exaggerate with time. But the moment has stayed the same. The history has not changed. Right? You can't change history. And you can look forward to things in the future, but it's maybe a hope and a dream. You know, it's something that's still coming down the road. You really can't do anything with it either. But right now, this moment in which you live right now, this is a moment given by God. It's a moment that you can make your memories. It's what makes those moments to come possible. It is in this moment that God is able to work in you and through you in accomplishing and doing and presenting and creating and fixing all of those things that He has prepared you to be able to do. The right nows of your life. David wrote in the 118th Psalm, "This is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it." And I don't think it represents if we say, this is the moment the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it this moment, right now. This is the moment where you can communicate with God, catch a glimpse of His amazing plans for you. That can't happen in your history. That's gone. You can't even ensure this for your future. Your future is always just out of reach, but now, right now, just now. In the book, God is Closer Than You Think, the author suggests this. In the same way that every lungful of air gives life to our body, every moment in time can, if we learn to let it, give life to our souls. This moment is as God-filled as any we have ever lived. He is right here, right now. If all this is true, and I certainly believe it is, then I want to suggest what I think might be the greatest threat to your greatest moment. Exodus chapter 8, verses 1 through 9 tells a story that makes the point for us. It's the story of Moses and Pharaoh and the frogs. You know the story. Moses went to Pharaoh. God had said, to go to Pharaoh and plead his case, trying to get his people released from slavery and the bondage they were in Egypt, and be allowed to go back to Israel, back to the promised land. And you know that Pharaoh kept refusing Moses' plea. So when God sent the plague of frogs, the Bible tells us that the frogs filled the Nile River. They filled their palaces. They filled their homes. They were in their bedrooms, on their beds, in their ovens, and on their kneading troughs. This is not a good picture. Verse 4 says this, "The frogs will go up on you and your people and all your officials." The picture is just nasty. You try to sleep, but the frogs are all over your bed. Can you imagine rolling over in the middle of the night? That could just nasty, crunchy. This is not a positive thing. You want to cook dinner, but first you got to clean the frogs out of your oven. And to make it even worse, I'm assuming the frogs are climbing up you, and they're getting on you. This is not a positive thing. So in verses 8 through 10 it says this. Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Pray to the Lord to take the frogs away from me and my people, and I will let you go and offer sacrifices to the Lord." And Moses said to Pharaoh, and I love this, this is where we're getting to the point. Moses said to Pharaoh, "I leave to you the honor of setting the time for me to pray for you and your officials and your people, that you and your houses may be rid of the frogs, except for those that remain in the Nile." And Pharaoh's response, and this is what blows me away. Pharaoh's response, "Tomorrow," he said. Tomorrow? Really? The situation is going on with the frogs, and when Moses says, "Pharaoh, tell me when you want me to pray and we'll be rid of them," and Pharaoh's response is, "Tomorrow?" Frogs cover his bed, they sit on his food, they're crawling up his robe, and he says, "Tomorrow." I'm guessing Pharaoh's hesitancy is because of the words, "What if? What if my sorcerers figure this out? What if they can get rid of the frogs? What if the frogs just go away on their own? What if Moses decides, for some reason, who knows why, to go ahead and pray anyway and get rid of the frogs? What if tomorrow? I believe the greatest threat to your greatest moment is the word tomorrow. I have an opportunity right now to demonstrate responsibility, but tomorrow. I have the opportunity right now to show respect, but tomorrow. There is an amazing opportunity right now to serve, but tomorrow. Here is my opportunity to demonstrate some real integrity, but tomorrow. How often has the word tomorrow ruined your chances of an amazing today? I'm tired. I don't have time. I'm not capable. Someone else will do it. It's too late now. Now is not the right time. I'm not talented. I'm not ready. I'm scared. Nobody's going to help me. What if I fail? I don't feel motivated. I'd rather do nothing. I don't believe the Apostle Paul is the one that came up with the line, don't put off to tomorrow what you can do today, but you may well have. Because the point is a good one that goes well with this concept. So here's the point. God is with you in each right now moment of your life. He can equip you for your moments. He can prepare you for your moments. He can empower you for your moments. So take him up on it. When those moments of decision and action come up, let him lead you and guide you. You have so many awesome moments to come. I am so jealous. The years in front of you are at this point just blank pages, and you're going to paint them with such tremendous colors. I want to encourage you today in this moment to not let the word tomorrow mess up the best moments in your life. God has some great moments planned for you. Your parents have prepared you for those next moments. And hopefully Epiphany has set you up to be successful in those moments. And now it is up to you to do with them as you will. I have a bit of a habit that I would like to continue with you today. I like to give the graduates a mug with a few words on it to remind you of what we talked about today. So as you're leaving the stage today, I'm going to be giving you a mug, and on it, it says, this moment, and your name. I do this because I want you to be reminded when you wake up next fall and you're in your dorm room, and it could be a particularly stressful day or something's going on, things are piling up, who knows what's happening. But when you pour out that first cup of coffee or tea or orange juice or whatever you're going to be doing in the morning, you will be reminded that this is the moment that God has for you. It is in this moment that you live. And to not let tomorrow defeat all that God has in store for you. So, here comes the next moment. What are you going to do with it?
On behalf of our Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the administration, we are privileged to confer diplomas upon each of these students. The conferring of a diploma attests that each of these students has satisfied the challenging standards for graduation from the Epiphany School of Global Studies. As we call each student forward to receive the diploma, please refrain from applause. Once all diplomas have been conferred, we will present the entire class of 2019 and will invite your enthusiastic and loud applause. Wesley Latham Andrews. Caroline Elizabeth Bell. Robert Britton Blackerby. Megan Allison Bobbitt. Riley Renee Chase. Olivia Ann Cottrell. Brandon Lewis Damgard. Carter Nathaniel Davis. Michael Robert Delano. Ethan Anthony Diamati. Violet Estelle Dressler. Samuel Wilson Grady. Mary Catherine Turlington Gray. Emily Carol Haddock. Jacob Daniel Haddock. Josie Marie Harper. Hannah Kate Kempinen. Vong Com Kim. Sydney McGill Kitchen. Charles Justin Krisiak. Nathaniel Kaylor Leland. Thomas Lamb Litchfield. Caitlin Mackenzie Lowe. Audrey May Lucas. Aiden Matthew Mowney. Julian Mayoral Romero. Madison Alexis Mooring. Davis Allen Morton. Caleb Amos Myers. Catherine Grace Oliver. Jacqueline Lee Oros. Camden Alexander Ritchie. Brandon Chase Scarberry. Abby Elizabeth Scaladden. Jai-Chen Wang. Zachary Boone Warren. Yiding Zhao. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to present to you the Epiphany School of Global Studies class of 2019.
For these graduates, this afternoon you may have noticed, in a twist from usual conventions of a commencement, that our graduates did not process in this gathering space alone. Rather, they were accompanied by their parents, and for some, their older siblings who graduated from Epiphany. As their first and primary teachers, these mothers and fathers have walked a challenging road to reach this proud day with their sons and daughters. As a school community, we believe that our parents should participate in today's ceremony as a symbolic recognition of the invaluable role that they play in the journey of their child. Whatever these young adults have accomplished, they have done so through the tireless love, support, and guidance that their parents have bestowed upon them. At this time, our students, our graduates, would like to express their gratitude to their parents. Similarly, the lives of these students have been blessed by many individuals who have elected to walk alongside them in the role of a teacher. More than the subjects that they have taught, these men and women have tried to show you, the graduates, how to make your way in the world as a respectful, faithful, and compassionate human being. Like your parents, they have sought what is good and right for you, even when you could not understand or appreciate it.
I would ask the graduates to lead this assembly in applauding the dedicated teachers, the men and women who have carried the mission of this school and made your learning experience at Epiphany possible. We are pleased to present the 2019 Valedictorian Medal to Mary Catherine Gray. At this time, Mary Catherine will present her address.
During our freshman year, Mrs. DeCamp charged the class of 2019 to do our own version of Stanton's Blog in writing and composition class. We called it Humans of Epiphany. To start, we had those who enjoyed their humorous side, showing it at least. They always had a playful answer to every question, even if it was at the expense of upsetting a teacher or two. Here we have a picture of the wonderful Ethan Diamante. I don't know if you can tell, but he looks a tad bit different today from where he was at 3 years ago. I would say that he fits under this category. On top of all the stress that our class felt, people in our grade were facing real hardships. We were experiencing loss, whether it was a family pet or the most difficult loss of all, a beloved family member. Time may heal a wound, but that doesn't mean a scar isn't left behind. That was then. We were hyperbolic, slightly distracted, and overwhelmed by all that we wanted to accomplish, while also pushing through life's challenges. Fast forward 4 years, and we still have people who tend to push the boundaries of authority. And we still love to exaggerate quite a bit at the same time. Additionally, as successful as we all feel today, we have had to make peace with disappointing news this year. Such moments weaken our optimism and make us not want to get our hopes up again. And we still lose people who are close to our hearts for reasons we sometimes can't grasp. Wesley lost his uncle, and our class lost John. We have not been immune to grief. But there is a current of something new in our commentary: insight. Sincerity. Pure joy. So yeah, 4 years ago, we were goofy. We were very good at entertaining ourselves, but we encountered real challenges. We faced losses and disappointments. Today, we are goofy but ambitious. We entertain ourselves, but know when to stop, at least most of the time. We encounter real challenges, but we find and implement real solutions. We face losses and disappointments, but we recover and find the good in Plan B. I know this speech is a bit unorthodox, but so is our grade. We all have quirks and unique parts of ourselves that make us special. We're all too diverse to work under a single label. We're not defined by the amount of scholarship money we've earned, the number of tassels, our SAT scores, or even our GPAs. Those numbers have nothing to do with who we are as people. The class of 2019 has so much more to offer than just statistics. Everyone has a side to them that I absolutely adore. I admire Kim's perseverance and humility. I admire Sydney's love for books and her never-ending curiosity. I admire Megan's ability to wow a crowd with her voice. I admire JC's confidence as he does derivatives in a head-to-toe Joker outfit. I admire Zachary's calm demeanor in face of both adversity and sleep-deprived campers. I admire Brandon Scarberry's drive and commitment to all his goals. Although I question, I even admire Tommy's willingness to walk to Walmart during school hours. I admire all of you and who you guys have become. Every person in the class of 2019 has a story. I'm so grateful to have had the chance to celebrate the conclusion of our shared adventure, to honor the humans of Epiphany. To finish off, a wise old man, AKA Mr. Wang, he once told us that if we didn't get our act together, go ahead and kiss Chapel Hill goodbye. Well, old man, I stand before you today, along with the rest of my classmates, to tell you that we're kissing Chapel Hill in our respective schools hello. Thank you.
For our final blessing on our graduates. May the Lord be with you in all the places where you will go. But go then. Go where there is ignorance. Go where there is need. Go where there is danger, and go where there is narrowness. Go where there is fear, yet go in courage. Go in doubt. Go as the wisdom of knowing and not knowing. Go in strength and in the strength of weakness. Go in the joy that overcomes sorrow and in the love that casts out fear. Go. And may the blessings of God Almighty be with you always. Amen.
One, two,